This article is just more or less an opportunity for me to discuss some uncomfortable truths and some things that I've been thinking about a lot lately. It has nothing to do with her assets right there. I could really care less. It's a dime a dozen. It's just another one of these OnlyFans girls. It's just Western society is so overly sexualized, man. Even when I'm walking outside, going uptown, doing some light shopping, anything like that, everything that's marketed out there, it's marketed in a sexual fashion. And like, I'm a red-blooded male. I like what I see as much as anybody else, but there's a time and a place for all that stuff. And it also echoes back to something I think I've opined on before, but it really does just need hammering home. There's a difference between hot, a bad bitch, if you will, and a beautiful, wifeable woman. There's two different categories, and this is the way the guys think, okay? If they take a look at you, they see something like that, they're thinking, ooh, that's a bad bitch right there. And guess what? Ejaculate and evacuate. Pump and dump material. Full stop. Might be a beautiful woman. Might be a great person underneath all of those layers of makeup, but nobody's really going to care. They're just going to take a look at your profile and immediately go, ho, recreational use only. Chunk or fucking chuck, away you go. Then there's the other category, the beautiful, the wife material, the long-term girlfriend material. You don't see that. You know why you don't see that? You know why I don't have a comparison that's out there? It's because those girls aren't on the internet. They don't have Instagrams, and if they do, they're private. Those girls don't need to advertise themselves all over the internet because they get snatched up by high-quality men all the time. You see them when you're out there, okay? They aren't the most attractive. They aren't out there, putting their cleavage on display. They aren't trying to make up these attention-seeking headlines like I was humiliated at Universal Studios. Universal Studios is supposed to be a family location, and you're trying to get your tits out in order to get some attention. That is sexualized material, or sexualized behavior, sorry. Attention-seeking behavior. And there are big titties everywhere, okay? Breasts make people uncomfortable. When you're at a family location and you're out there dressing like that, people are just going to look at you and go, whore, haram, Abdul, get the rocks. And that's why, I'm sure your inbox is probably flooded with simps. It probably has been for a very long time, just saying that, oh, you're beautiful and I take you back to Universal and I protect you, queen. But in the great words of the late, great Patrice O'Neill, pussy isn't the only thing I want unless that's the only thing you've got. And that, today, that's your traditional woman in a nutshell. They don't know what men want. They don't care what men want because they are constantly inundated with attention, not thinking about long-term ramifications. Florida model, of course. Whitney Page Venable. Don't know, don't care. Claims she was denied entry to Universal Studios Orlando Resort because she was asked to cover up her naturally big breasts. Doubtful. Very doubtful. Because yes, there are giant titties around all the time. You are dressing like a hussy. This is a family location. It would be like if I came up in bicycle shorts with one of my balls hanging out. Like, oh, you're just afraid of giant sacks. Or I'm in a spandex bodysuit and you can see an outline of my helmet. And then I make this big long video. Oh my god, Universal Studio is just doing a sexism against guys with giant cocks. I can't stand it. I felt humiliated and embarrassed. I get a statement from your father. No, of course that didn't happen. She doesn't have a dad. I was told I had to change my top after, to be able to enter, and people started staring, said Venable, 26. 26 and you can't get real life you can't find some millionaire to buy you a fucking sweater. Get out of here. Get out of here. The latest of a recent string of dress coding incidents. Talked about this, oh lord, that's been a long time ago. I can't quite remember. There was some hussy trying to get into Disney World because she's seen a trend on TikTok where you can get a free t-shirt. She showed up in a micro bikini. Now she was rocking like, a 32A, okay? So if she would have just put her hair up in a bun or something like that and not even bothered with the top, people just would have thought, oh yeah, that dude's just out here having a good time. But her, on the other hand, being super entitled and nobody ever telling her, no, don't dress. There's a dress code here. If you want to dress like that, go to the gym and just stand there and take pictures like every other Insta thought out there. Just stop it. This is the family establishment. Miss, this is a Denny's. Just go and put something on. I think it's because I have naturally big breasts and it makes people uncomfortable. No, it's because you have them on display. It doesn't matter if you've got I don't know. Depending on how tall she is, like those are probably a 38E or something like that. Like, yeah, she got big titties. That's fantastic, wonderful, great for her. But naturally big breasts, like, you didn't even need to throw that in. This is just an advertising effort. You're just trying to get clout off of this. I got naturally big titties. $9.99 a month. I'm running a sale right now. Don't worry about it. And it just makes people uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to make you uncomfortable, King, if you just want to sign up. But as far as I know, my clothing wasn't against the rules. Yeah, that's why they turned you around, because I'm sure you probably also have a BBL, so whatever. They weren't looking at that. It's just they probably do have a dress code, and you were infringing on it, so they're just enforcing boundaries, something you're not used to reconciling with. The blue-eyed blonde simp told Jam Press on Thursday, I feel like merch. Well, she was trying to get some free stuff. I was discriminated against because of the size of my breasts. Yes, just if that's all you have, if that's your only go-to, I pity you when that 26 gets 10 years added onto that, and them nipples, instead of pointing somewhere at like a 45-degree angle, pointed a straight 90. Oof. According to Venable, the incident occurred last year in 2021. And she just started. I'm going to go ahead and call cap on her being 26. I'm going to say that she's probably 29 or 30. She's coming out with all of this stuff. She's trying to throw a Hail Mary right now. And it was documented to her 1.7 million followers on Instagram. She's coming forward now amid a rash of now viral claims of body shaming and other women accused of showing too much skin at family-friendly parks. At least, New York Post finally got around to it. Family-friendly parks. Stop dressing like a hoe. But that's her at... I don't even know, man. You got those people movers that are down there. Yeah, you're wearing bike shorts and your tits are hanging out. Bro, go home. Go home. Stop it. Yo, whose aunt is this? Go ahead. Go get your girl. Footage shows Venable wearing a white crop top and green alongside her friend waiting in line to enter the theme park. In a follow-up video, viewers can see the model being told that her attire was too inappropriate. Fair enough. So I guess my top is inappropriate for Universal. We're having a problem right now, said Venable. Apparently, I have to go change into a more appropriate top, even though I've seen a lot of people here with sports bra looking tops. Sports bra looking. That's all you're wearing. Bitch, you're wearing a bra. It's supposed to be a shirt. No shirt, no shoes, no service. Yo, you're lucky we're letting you pass with flip-flops, but shirt, not a bra. A shirt. Venable said she felt targeted by staff members due to her boobs. I'm gonna tell you right now, okay? Obviously, outside of definitely smash, definitely pump and chuck material, and the only thing that I'd be questioning her titties is why are they so lopsided? But it could just be a bad picture, you know? Maybe she has scoliosis and it just makes her tits look a little bit off when she's standing up for too long. But yo, check back in with this bitch in about, I would say 18 months. That is a fat girl waiting to happen. 10 years time, that is a prime grade A beef Walmart golem. I will bet you money on that. Felt like I was being targeted and it was summer, so it was hot. I didn't really understand the issue, but having natural large breasts brings attention, she posts on Instagram to 1.7 million simps. Bruh, this is the type of behavior that is rewarded overwhelmingly online, and this is why there's such a masculinity crisis. Yo, this is the type of content she posts. You think I'm joking when I said that that's a fat girl waiting for a place to happen? Bro, it's imminent. Venable's typical work fashion is much more revealing than her modest attire featured in the clip. Yeah, she's got OnlyFans. I didn't know, but come on now. It has nothing to do with body shaming. It has everything to do with you being a hoe out in public. Go do it online. Yo, just like that girl right there. I was body shamed by Disneyland staff for a so-called dress code violation. You're wearing a sports bra outside. This isn't it's not uncommon. This is just an easy attention grab. Like, just stop it. Stop it. You know, there's the rules. There's dress codes posted. Oh my god, I'm gonna pull it up right now. Well, this is the official Universal Orlando Studios website, and I'm just trying to find anything specifically regarding dress code, but normally people think that it's like, okay, there's a general understanding you don't dress like that in public, but, you know, just for completion's sake, okay, clothing or accessories. This is about the closest I can find. There's a couple of different things. Clothing or accessories that represent somebody as emergency personnel, so you can't, you know, falsely represent that you're a medic or anything like that, but I'm sure she's probably a nurse in another life. Inside joke, if you know, you know, and if you don't, it doesn't matter. Clothing likely to create danger, incite a disturbance, or displaying offensive language or content. Incited disturbance. I guess that's maybe what she's alluding to. I got such big titties, and it would just create such a hazard, and that's why I got so much attention. Sure thing, sweetheart. And any other Universal personnel may deem inappropriate. So the catch-all term right there at the bottom is like, hey, I didn't think anybody would be so brazen as to wear that we don't have it documented down completely on there. Not entirely sure about that. But then there was also, you know, the costume guidelines in regards to costumes guests wearing that can be deemed permissible. He or she may not be permitted to certain attractions. She was just wearing a hose uniform, so I guess she was in violation of that. Oh, and that's what they, oh my god, I was making a joke, but that's what Universal Studios ended up, you know, citing to. If a guest is spotted in a costume that is not deemed permissible. Like, yo, she's dressing up as a streetwalker and we won't allow that. He or she will be asked to either remove the costume, and she was probably more than willing to do that as long as you handed over a smooth 20 and something more appropriate, or exit the park. Meanwhile, this isn't the busty blonde's first time for the dress code rodeo, so she's a professional whore. Venable previously claimed she was discriminated against due to her figure in July of 2021. But yo, this is the type of content she puts out there. She might be a wonderful person. I firmly believe Twitter deleted my account because I'm too hot and jealous people who aren't as attractive complained. See, this is what happens. She just immediately defaults and takes no responsibility and no accountability for her actions. It's just everybody else's fault except for mine. I'm just trying to live my life with my big tits and my good looks. Nor said I was promoting sexual activity. The Floridian claimed that she was banned on the social media platform for being too hot and people were jealous of her figure. No, listen, bitch, you're not special. There are thousands of girls that look exactly like you all over Twitter. They're still out there. You can go ahead. You could take a look, okay? And I'm not going to do that because I'm a man of decency, and that is absolutely 1000% haram. But I will tell you, she probably monetizes her Instagram. She probably makes a killing on the platform, and that's terrific and tremendous for her. She is maxing herself out. It's just there's a shot clock on that, and short-term money leads to long-term problems. And because every girls that are like a third as attractive as her, because I can't deny that, man. That's a bad bitch. But I would go as far as the reasons that I previously explained. Girlfriend material? Hell no, not with that attitude, not with what we're seeing right there. The amount of entitled, probably gonna get struck if I got that on the channel because YouTube. Just like her claims of, there we go, that one's at least a little bit more appropriate, sort of, kind of, and, you know, tattoo, you know, red flag. No, but just her attitude on display right there, you know, just the constant picture taking, the need to just have your tits out at all point in time. Women have this tough problem reconciling a multitude of different things whenever it comes to attraction. They constantly conflate personal worth with sexual market value. And her, yes, like I said multiple times over, and this isn't simping, this is just simply describing what's out there. She rates incredibly high when it comes to sexual market value. But for relationship value, do we have to go back through all the examples when it's, oh my god, it's everybody else's fault because they just can't deal with how strong and independent these titties are? Inherently argumentative behavior is immediately disqualifying for a lot of people out there. He has 1.7 million followers on Instagram. So, and I'd imagine posts, you know, just saying that, oh my god, I'm getting discriminated against for just being so good looking. She'll attract those haters that are on there that's just like, nah bitch, it's just because you got your tits out and you're just terrible because of it. And people who just even bother wasting the time doing that, and it's like, okay, cool, you can go do, you know, better things. But then again, they're just so fat that they're probably just stuck to their computer chair to begin with and have nothing better to do than just slap their fat greasy palms on a keyboard and just hate on beautiful women that they'd never even get close to, mostly because their smell is so pungent that it just immediately repulses them to begin with. Or they need to get the simps that are on there, which is exactly the market that she's targeting. And it's like, no, you're a queen. Oh, you go, girl. Love your curves. And she'll just constantly get that validation over and over again. She's never going to learn from this stuff. She's never going to see this video. I don't really need that. I'm just using it as a case study. There's girls like this every single day, all the places, okay? I'm not jealous. I'm not upset that I'm never going to be, I'm never going to see tits like that. Oh, and it's like, bruh, if you think I'm lacking, I got some pictures that'll blow your mind. But this isn't about me. This is about those types of girls. They don't understand that they're putting themselves in the barrel of unwifeable material. Chances are she probably has dreams and aspirations of being a wife, having a family one day, but has no idea how to transition this to a white gown. Okay, she gets close with some of the pictures. You know, she's in white in that one, but to be in a dress on that big day isn't going to be likely because she's constantly reaffirmed by all of the simps, all of the attention that she gets online, thinking that just because right now, oh, she's getting all the attention from, yes, all of the simps that are down there, you know, even just the hate that's out there. I love my haters, monetize the haters, which is totally fine as well. And the fact that, yeah, there's probably a handful and 1.7 million, she probably got, you know, more than a handful. She probably got dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of blue check marks in her DMs on Instagram right now, just offering to fly her out. She's getting all that attention in the world. She's saying that she's 26. I don't really think so, given the fact that she's having to bring up old ass stories from well over a year and a half ago at this point in order to stay relevant. I'm thinking closer to 30 because she's looking around, she's assessing the field and understanding that yeah, that shot clock is running because there's a new crop of girls every day that are turning 18 that are just as attractive as her, and the globalized marketplace that she is definitely taking advantage of by milking the male attention, that is accessible to all of them as well. If she wasn't doing all this extra stuff, if she didn't have the little hip tattoo, if she was dressing somewhat modestly, she wouldn't be needing to get this astroturfed attention. She would have a fulfilled life, and instead of getting all of the attention from all of the men that's online, she'd have the full attention of one man that she actually admires. But she's not going to listen. Girls like that don't listen because, hey man, they get while the getting's good and then realize that instead of cashing out when they had the most chips on the table, which, man, 26 years old, looking like that, you got all of the worth that you have right there. But as every hour that goes past, okay, if we're going to take the analogy of a club here for a second, or for a casino rather, you keep on losing chips, you keep thinking that you're just going to double your value, you're just going to go up and you're just going to, you know, cash out right on top. And the good guys that come along and that they offer you the world and they should just, push them off to the side. There's a better one that's out there. He's 6'4", I need somebody that's 6'6", okay? That's fine. Oh, it's like, oh no, he's perfect. I don't really like Asians. I want a black guy. It's like, no, oh no, wait. And then as the hours tick on, you know, another year adds on. It's like, oh no, he's 6 feet, but oh, he's kind of a bum. Oh, and what's that? He's offering to be he wants me to be his second wife. Oh no. And then by the end, you're working with fewer chips than you entered the club with at the beginning of the night. Well, then you just cash out with enough to buy a dog and a box of wine. I don't want to see that happen. I wish her nothing but the best. Had a good opportunity to say nothing but the breast, but we can come back and try to work it in somewhere before we end. But chances are, because social media is churn marketing, and you throw out these little articles every once in a while, guys will pay attention to you. Your ego will be fed, and you will be continued to be told you're a titillizing prospect all the way into your 40s. But you take a look at those ladies that are in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s. Yeah. They think they put out the forward face that everything's good, everything's great, don't worry about it. But then you don't see the tears that happened in that one-room apartment after all of those hot girl summers. You see that side of society where, oh yeah, just showing off, you're fully liberated, you're independent, you don't need no man, you're making all the money in the world. Then you don't realize that, well, all you're doing is just putting yourself out there as a sexual creature, and that's the only thing that people are going to take you seriously for. It's a dismal fate, but it's one that, you know, far too many, just about all of them, just about every woman has bought into. That's my thoughts on all this. Great tits, by the way. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.